Hi guys, this is another thing with Phil. We're about to get the heat clip on Tears of Battle.
Did it not? It didn't record.
I forgot to hit it.
Well, Darren, it's 8:34, dude.
Let me just finish this.
Why does it start tomorrow?
And selecting her bodyguards. The man on the furthest right began to stand up at my sharp retort, his expression changing. But Heathcliff stopped. That was a difficult battle. We almost took some casualties within our guild. Even though they called us the top guild, we were always short on people. Yet now, you are trying to take away one of our precious top players. If she's so precious, how about putting more thought into selecting her bodyguards? The man on the furthest right began to stand up at my sharp retort, his expression changing. But Heathcliff stopped him with a single wave of his hand. I've ordered Curdeal to return to his house and reflect upon his mistakes. I must apologize for the trouble we have caused you. But we cannot just stand aside and allow you to take our sub-leader away. Kirito. He suddenly glared at me, his sharp metallic eyes showing unwavering will behind them. If you want to take her, win her with your sword, with dual blades. If you fight me and win, then Asuna can go with you. But if you lose, then you will have to join the Knights of the Blood. I finally felt like I could understand a bit of this mysterious man. He was someone obsessed with sword duels. Furthermore, he had an unshakable confidence in his own skills. He was a hopeless man who could not throw away his pride as a gamer, despite being trapped in this inescapable game of death. In other words, he was the same to me. After hearing Heathcliff's words, Asuna, who had been silent until now, opened her mouth and spoke as if she couldn't take any more of this.
Peter, I didn't say I'm with the guild. I just wanted temporarily to get away and think about some things.
I placed my hand on Asuna's shoulder, whose words had become more agitated, and took a step forward. I faced Heathcliff's gaze directly. My mouth moved almost by itself. Okay, if you want to talk through our swords, then I have no objections. We'll decide this with a duel.
Oh, idiot, idiot, idiot!
We were back in Algate, on the second floor of McGill's shop. After chasing the curious shopkeeper back to the first floor, I tried to calm Asuna down.
So hard to convince him. I think I had to go and say something like that.
Asuna was sitting on the armrest of the rocking chair I was on, and used her tightly balled fist to grind against me. I'm sorry! I'm really sorry! I just went with the flow and... She finally calmed down after I gently grabbed her fists, but now she was pouting. I had to forcibly keep myself from laughing at the huge gap between her behavior at the Guild HQ and that of right now. It's fine. We've decided on using first strike rules, so there's no danger involved. Besides, it's not like I'm definitely going to lose. Asuna made an angry noise and tossed her thin, long legs atop the armrest.
But I still keep thinking it's with my friends. Sorry. Destroy the game's habits. Truthfully, I don't know either. But what are you going to do? If you lose, it doesn't matter if I win. You'll have to join KOB here to prove.
Well, you could say that I would still achieve my goal, depending on how you think about it.
Wow.
I had to force my mouth open to respond. Well, as long as Asuna is with me, I don't mind joining the guild. In the past, I would never have said something like this, even if it was to save my own life. Asuna's eyes went wide with surprise, and her face turned red as a ripe apple. Then, for some reason, she felt quiet, got up from the armrest, and walked over to the window. Across Asuna's shoulder, I could hear the everyday sounds of Algate under the setting sun. What I had just said was the truth, but I still felt reluctant about becoming part of a guild. As I remembered the name of the only guild that I had ever belonged to, which no longer exists today, sharp pain ached in my heart. Well, I have no intention of losing. I thought to myself, then got up from the chair and walked over to Asuna. Soon afterwards, Asuna rested her head softly against my right shoulder. To read along with Sword Art Online, or to read on your own time, go to bakasuki.org, BAKA-TSUKI.org. Also, there are still positions for audio light novel Sword Art Online. For more information, go to the link in the description. Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 13. The newly opened living area on the 75th floor was a city reminiscent of
Please
ancient
send that to
Rome.
me.
According to the map, its name was Kalinia. The entire city was already filled with Sword Art Online, Volume 1. Sword Art Online in Volume 1, Chapter 11. Unfortunately for us, we ran into a group of lizard men on the way up. By the time the 8 of us arrived at the top floor passageway, 30 minutes had already passed, and we still hadn't caught up to the army members. Fine, or just to read on your own time, go to bakasuki.org, BAKA-TSUKI.org. Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 12.
Gun! Gun!
Asuna's calls, which were almost like screams, forced me to awake. As I sat up, pains. Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 13. The newly opened living area on the 75th floor was a city reminiscent of ancient Rome. According to the map, its name was Kalinia. The entire city was already filled with activity, thanks to the large number of fighters and merchants that had settled in, as well as others who took no part in the game. Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 8. The air surrounding the path through the forest was warm. It was almost as if the dark feeling that had been present here last night was just an illusion. The morning sun shined through the branches, making golden pillars of light which Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 11. Unfortunately for us, we ran into a group of lizard men on the way up. By the time Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 12.
Gun! Gun!
Asuna's calls, which were almost like screams, forced me to awake. As I sat up, pain spiked through my head and caused my face to distort. Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 13. The newly opened living area on the 75th floor was a city reminiscent of ancient Rome. According to the map, its name was Kalinia. The entire city was already filled with that perfect holding a duel between Heathcliff and me, but as well as others who took no part in the game, but had come to sightsee. On top of all that, a rare special.
Okay. I'm gonna send you this for tomorrow.
Okay. You better get off, because it's like 8:43.
I'm gonna cameo a little bit first.
Okay. Don't get mad like yesterday, please. I love you.
Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 13. The newly opened living area on the 75th floor was a city reminiscent of ancient Rome.
Come on.
The entire city was already filled with activity, thanks to the large number of fighters and merchants that had settled in, as well as others who took no part in the game, but had come to slightly see. On top of all that, a rare spectacle.
Add that to yourself.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.